big dreams energy, what we're going to tap on is our tendency, our subconscious mind, that ego part of us that, likes to work within the framework of what we can see with our own two eyes, what's possible for us, or our direct experiences, or the things that we were conditioned as we grew up to believe. The way we tend to compromise our true desires, our true dreams, maybe, for example, a true desire and a true dream is to be a published author. But the compromise on that is like, well, I'd really like just to write for me. And we tend to diminish or make smaller some of these goals and dreams. Of course, we can also just simply have a desire. I love writing for me. Maybe someday I'll desire to be a published author, but that's not the top of my list right now, right? We can also have dreams and desires that are just for ourselves, but this is about the bigger picture and the things we want to create in our life. We are manifesting a new house, and what we want is a house in this neighborhood with this big of windows, with this many rooms, but we're compromising. We're saying, well, it's more realistic or it's more reasonable for me to live over here or to have this list of things. And so we really want to expand in, because the universe is always saying yes to us. The universe is a yes man. So when we say this is good enough, he'll say okay, or he, she, it will say okay, I'll give you what you ask for. So the first limiting belief we're going to tap on is I compromise for smaller goals and intentions because the daydreams I have are unrealistic. And of course, when I say desires, that means what might seem big to someone might seem smaller to someone else, and vice versa, right? We all have different things. So this isn't about we all need to have a desire to be famous, or we all need to have a desire to do X, Y, or Z. It's our true heart's desires, what feels big and expansive and so exciting to us, right? Someone might want to be famous, someone might want to live off grid, and those are the big, big dreams, but we compromise, we make them smaller, and that's what we're tapping on today. So uncross your legs, sit up nice and tall. Let's take a deep breath and start with our karate chop point. So even though I compromise my own desires, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I compromise my own desires, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I play small sometimes, I deeply and completely love and respect myself. Even though I play small sometimes, I deeply and completely love and respect myself. Even though I don't fully believe in my dreams, I deeply and completely love and honor myself. Even though I don't fully believe in my dreams, I deeply and completely love and honor myself. Okay. Take a deep breath and let's confront those limiting beliefs, starting at our eyebrow. I do this thing where I have really big dreams in my heart. I see myself accomplished. And living the dream. But I can't get my energy behind it. I can't get my belief behind it. I try to make times for things that excite me. And I am proud of many things in my life. But there are so many dreams and desires that I've categorized as too big. It's unrealistic to think someone like me could ever create something like that. So I make goals that are more reasonable. I compromise my values and true desires. I compromise my values and true desires. I make them smaller and more realistic. I make them smaller and more realistic. Because who am I to even want that? Because who am I to even want that? It'd be too much work. It'd be too much work. And take too much time. And take too much time. And I just don't have the resources. And I just don't have the resources. Or knowledge to make it happen. Or knowledge to make it happen. I wouldn't even know where to start. I wouldn't even know where to start. And after all that time and effort, I could still fail. I could still fail. So it's better to play smaller to be safe. So it's better to play smaller to be safe. Oh, I've got a yawn. I'm releasing stuff. Okay, let's move to positive intention. But now that I think about it, that time is going to pass anyways. That time is going to pass anyways. Whether I put an effort towards my dreams, or I put my effort towards things that feel more reasonable but less exciting. Or I put my effort towards things that feel more reasonable but less exciting. The time passes and my energy is directed towards something. The time passes and my energy is directed towards something. Why not the things I really want? Why not the things I really want? Even if I were to fail, I'd have spent my life pursuing what I really want. And that sounds so fulfilling. And now that I think about it, there are tons of examples of successful people. Who were turned away so many times. They were told they wouldn't make it. They started pursuing their big dreams later in life. And they overcame so many odds stacked against them. So maybe I could too. I've been thinking, who am I to do that? But maybe the real question is, who am I not to? I'm ready to believe something powerful. My dreams were put in my heart for a reason. My desires are divine. And everything in my heart is meant for me. So I'm ready to go all in on my true heart's desires. Let's take a deep breath. Shake out any energy. Take a sip of water. It's 11:11 right now. Okay. So the next thing I want to tap on in this big dreams energy session is the limitation that I just keep making excuses. I keep making excuses to put off going after what I really want. And it's so annoying, and I'm so sick and tired of myself doing that. I'm tired of the thoughts constantly saying, you should wait till this, you should wait till then. And I want to get my energy behind being self-disciplined and getting out there and going for it, right? Because of course, when we have a big dream, we have to step up this ladder. There are smaller goals on the way there, but we're always pointing our arrow to what we really, truly want, right? So I keep making excuses to put off going after what I really want, and it's driving me mad. Okay, so let's tap on this one. So get ready. Karate chop point. Even though I procrastinate, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I procrastinate, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I keep making excuses, I deeply and completely love and respect myself. Even though I keep making excuses, I deeply and completely love and respect myself. Oh my God, I'm burping, I'm releasing energy. Apparently, I've been making too many excuses. Even though I'm avoiding my true heart's desires, I deeply and completely love and honor myself. Even though I'm avoiding my true heart's desires, I deeply and completely love and honor myself. Okay. Take a deep breath. Breath, life force energy. So let's confront that limiting belief. Let's start at our eyebrows. I have these things in my life. I have these things in my life that I really want to make a priority. That I really want to make a priority. Dreams and desires that excite me. Dreams and desires that excite me. But they also really scare me. So I find myself making excuses. I'm too busy and I'm too tired. I'm too busy and I'm too tired. I'll make it a priority next week or next month. I'll make it a priority next week or next month. When life quiets down. When my ducks are in a row. But I've been saying this for a very long time. So I'm starting to think it'll never happen for me. It feels impossible to have the time or energy. It feels impossible to have the time or energy to put towards my dreams and true desires. I want to believe it's possible for me. Oh, I skipped. Why am I on the wrong thing? We're going to stay here on our bit. But I keep procrastinating. I skipped one spot. And making excuses. And avoiding these desires. It's like I'm waiting for the answers to drop from the heavens. I know that no one is coming to save me. Or make it happen for me. But I feel so stuck in this cycle. And then I feel guilt creeping in. So I try to convince myself these things aren't for me. And I'd actually rather go for something smaller. Okay, let's go with positive intention. I know these desires are in my heart for a reason. Consciously, I know what's going on. I know that subconsciously I'm scared. So it's time to rewrite this situation. So it's time to rewrite this situation and take the pressure off. And take the pressure off. Because I want these things for me. Because I want these things for me. Because it'll light me up to pursue them. Because it'll light me up to pursue them. And I know I'm meant to find joy in the journey. And I know I'm meant to find joy in the journey. So I'm ready to do exactly that. So I'm ready to do exactly that. Instead of avoiding my desires, I'm going to enjoy the process of pursuing them. I'm going to enjoy the process of pursuing them. I'm going to trust my own unique process. I'm going to trust my own unique process. And I'm going to practice self-discipline and self-awareness. I'm going to practice self-discipline and self-awareness. So when I am procrastinating or avoiding a promise I made to myself, I can tap or meditate or set a 5-minute timer to work on it. I can tap or meditate or set a 5-minute timer to work on it. And slowly but surely practice honoring my commitments. Because my dreams and desires are important. They are worthy of my time and energy. It is a practice of self-love to honor them. And I love myself deeply and completely. So I'm ready to leave procrastination and excuses behind. And make my dreams a priority. It feels so good to be the kind of person who manifests everything I desire and more. Okay, take a sip of water and let's do a short meditation. So let's close our eyes. Put your hands on your heart or wherever feels comfortable. And let's just, for a moment, in our mind's eye, see ourselves as though we're looking in a mirror. And as you see your reflection staring back at you, I want you to focus on conjuring up in your heart the deepest sense of love and joy and excitement you can. And if there's any other images or moments in your life or things you're manifesting that can help bring this emotion into your body, go ahead and visualize or imagine that as well. So while you're looking at yourself, you just feel this deep sense of joy, of love. And let's just remember something. We have these beautiful dreams in our heart. And as you look at yourself, you look into your own eyes and you see those dreams reflected there, those desires to create, to express, to share, to help, to transform, to make a positive impact, not only in your own life, but this world. just remembering that the simplest thing of all that we are all manifesting and that we all have right now, because I know we have it for each other at the very least. Our biggest purpose, our biggest dream is just to have a life that is so overflowing with love. And so when we have visions of writing a book or getting a dream job or traveling to bucket list locations, these are all acts of love. And when we love ourselves deeply and completely, that just overflows out into the world. And when we love ourselves deeply and completely, we see ourselves as worthy of it all, of deserving of it all. There's no question. And so when it comes to intentional manifestation, all we really need to remember, I know there's steps and there's tricks and there's all sorts of things out there. I teach them. It's all over all of social media. We can write our affirmations. We can do our spells and rituals. We can do all sorts of things to help this process along. The only thing we really need to remember is that our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. And so if we can practice deep, deep love here, it becomes so much easier to show up for the habits and rituals that do make us feel our best because it's an act of love. It becomes so much easier to show up for the commitments we've made for ourselves to pursue certain goals and dreams and intentions because it's acts of love. And it doesn't mean that it all goes perfectly. There's no challenges or there's no maybe heartbreak on the way there. But when we can move through life with love instead of fear, then the whole process of creation, the whole process of manifestation, it's a joy and it's fulfilling. And it becomes sort of inevitable that we are living our dream life. So this week and from now on, when we find ourselves making an excuse or procrastinating, whether it's something at work or school or some sort of obligation we've made, or it's connected to the dreams and desires we have, just taking a moment of pause and coming back to this feeling of deep love and saying, okay, am I making a choice to put this off for later because of love? Maybe I do need to rest. Maybe I do need to take care of myself in some other sense. Or is it because of fear or avoidance? Just practicing always choosing love. And even love is scary. It can be terrifying, but it's a different kind of fear. It's exhilarating. When we open our heart to love, yes, fear is there alongside it, but as we've probably all learned in our life, it's totally worth it. To choose love despite the fear. So, any of those dreams or desires that were on your mind as we were tapping today, picture them as little seeds in the palm of your hand. And and, see yourself poking them into the dirt And as countless intention experiments have shown us, literal seeds, literal plants, when sent loving intention, grow faster, grow stronger. So we can nourish and nurture and care for these seeds of intention with our love. As you poke those seeds into the dirt and you picture yourself watering them, every day just ask yourself, is there something I can do today to nurture these seeds, to help them grow big and strong? To show these seeds are important to me. I love them. They're my babies, and I'm going to take care of them. Even when I don't feel like it, I'll give them water, put them in a sunny window. I'll do what I need to do to make sure they're on the right path to growing into big, strong plants. So give yourself a hug in your mind's eye and say goodbye and thank you for taking this time for yourself this week. And take a deep breath. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Let me know in the community space under tapping how this felt, if you had any sort of particular desire on your mind, and I will see you next week.